Hey everybody, Craig Lieberman coming at you again this week. Today I'm going to talk about what's going on with Fast 11. While filming is still moving, but slowly, already they're looking ahead. Vin Diesel is still talking about spin-offs and more sequels. I'll get to that right after this message from my sponsor. Hey guys, I have a new sponsor. It's FanHome. So about a year ago, I was contacted by a company that was creating a replica of my movie Skyline, the GTR. They asked me if I had any pictures, and I said, oh yes, I do. What do you need? We'd like to get those pictures. Okay, so I sent them everything. And when I learned that this car was going to be produced in 1/8 scale, I was super excited. Usually I only collect 1/18 scale cars, they're about this big. This car is about this big. At that scale, every detail is going to show. Even as a kid of 8 years old, I was already building models, starting with cars, and I got into airplanes, and now warships. The manufacturer was kind enough to send me the completed prototype. I was so impressed with the finished product. I immediately subscribed for myself. I didn't care if I get one free or whatever, I'm going to pay for it. The quality is amazing. It's made mostly of metal. Even the wheels are made from metal. They faithfully replicated the tiniest little details, things like the veil side turbo oil fill cap, the carbon Kevlar airbox from Group N, and the Nismo titanium strut tower bar, the massive StopTech brakes calipers, the aftermarket gauges that we put in the car. You can read the instrument cluster. All of the lights work, even the underglow from the movie. All the external lights work as they do in the real car. It even makes engine sounds. To get yours, you need to go to this website and sign up now. Don't wait. The first run is already sold out, but they just announced that they're going to take reservations for the second run. Don't wait. If you miss it, you're never going to get another chance. Every month, they're going to send the next stage delivered to your door with the instructions and everything, and every month, you'll get a package. So stop what you're doing and reserve your allocation now. Do it now, or you're going to miss out. So let's talk about what is already in motion. There's a Fast and Furious Hobbs spinoff starring Dwayne Johnson and Jason Momoa.
I'm way stronger than you. That didn't work.
Are we still friends?
It will serve as a sequel to Fast 10 and the Hobbs Shaw, bridging the gap to Fast and Furious 11. Fast and Furious 11 will continue the story from Fast 10, and the Hobbs spinoff is set to be directed by Louis Leterrier and written by Christian Hodson and Orion Uziel. It's currently scheduled for April 4th, 2025. Guarantee that's not going to be out. It won't going to be there. It's not going to be there. It's going to be late. There's an upcoming female-led spin-off announced by Vin Diesel back in 2019. It's currently in development by Nicole Permont as the writer. The movie will be starring Michelle Rodriguez, featuring Jordana Brewster, of course, and Natalie Emmanuel, Anna Sawai, and then Charlize Theron. The spin-off right now has no title, but I have a great title for them. Here it is. Sorry, Dom, I curbed another wheel.
Terrible.
Dad joke alert.
I'm joking. Come on, don't be so woke. All right, I'll move along. I would definitely watch this movie. The girls rescue the guys. That would be totally cool, and I would be laughing. That would be a fun movie. I would sit through that whole thing. And even though they're still ramping up filming on Fast 11, Vin Diesel is still trying to turn it into a trilogy. In Italy, at the premiere, he said, I want to do 11, a 12, and a 13. But Universal is being pretty cautious. Fast 10 pulled in $714 million, while the budget was set to be about $340 million. But add in the marketing and the lavish premiere parties overseas, it was closer to $500 million. That means that they only made $214 million profit. Vin Diesel got paid $20 million. In total, the cast were paid $100 million. While $714 million sounds like a lot, you have to remember that they spent about $500 million to make this movie. That leaves only $214 million in profit. I know it sounds a lot, but the problem is when you make a movie in Hollywood, producers want to see 3x or 5x return, and it didn't do that. Fast 9 made $760 million, more than the stunt-packed Fast 10 movie. Fast 8 made 1.2 billion, Fast 7 made 1.5 billion, and they're going backwards. They're going backwards. However, they are still making money and profit. So I think that's enough for them. We shall see. I don't know how much longer they can go. There's really no precedent to this kind of thing. I looked up Star Wars. They made 9 or 12 movies, depending how you cut it up. Star Trek made exactly 12 movies, according to the internet. This franchise is a cash cow for Universal. They are making money. I know that. They will keep going on as long as it makes sense. And even when they stop making movies, they may jump into more cartoons for kids. And of course, every time you buy a Fast and Furious Hot Wheels, they're making money, merchandising, licensing, and all that kind of stuff. Universal gets paid on all that stuff. The Scooby-Doo franchise went for 50 years, and they're still selling Scooby-Doo lunch pails. One thing that confuses me, though, in the last film, half of the crew was seconds from sure death. How would they bridge from that to going back to the basics and street racing? What is it going to be, a whole dream sequence? If that happens, I am walking out. Last weekend, though, I was invited to Film Week here in Orange County. Mick Rogers, the second unit director and stunt coordinator, was invited as well. I sat right next to him and we talked for about an hour. I had a chance to talk to him about the future of the Fast and Furious movies once we switched to EVs. He looked at me like, I don't know. What are we going to do? I don't think anybody knows. Yet I asked the same question to Terry Leonard, stunt boss on Too Fast and Furious back in 2021. And he said, they'll just dub the engine sounds in post-production. You're going to make a Tesla sound like a Lamborghini? I'm not sure how that's going to go. Can you imagine seeing a Tesla flying by you and you hear a Lamborghini engine noise coming from it? Might be odd.
That's disgusting.
If all of the teased Fast and Furious sequels come to fruition, that could mean another 10 years of more Fast and Furious movies. Will they get better or will they get worse? Sooner or later, these people are going to be too old, to do this stuff. One thing you have to remember, though, with each new film, new audience are introduced to the franchise and the car hobby. I'll give you an example. I was traveling in Germany and Europe all last year. I have many friends here in the United States who have youngish kids. Some of them are 5 to 12. These kids know these movies, and then now they are all about cars, and not just the boys. Even the girls are getting into. My nieces, my friends who have daughters, and they're all into. They wear their T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. So for the car hobby, this is a good thing. So I'm not going to complain at all. I think for me, though, I just hope I live long enough to see how they send off the Brian O'Connor character. I think it's overdue, but Universal knows when they finish that storyline, the movies won't be as popular. Do you think they should keep making these movies? Or do you think they change to a new cast? Maybe a couple of the other guys? I mean, Jason Momoa is fantastic. Jason Statham, one of my favorite. Charlize Theron. I'm getting kind of over Vin Diesel to a point. I'm kind of done with Roman Pierce. I want Sung to come back for sure. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? Should we keep going? Should we just do racing? That will never sell with Universal. But like I said privately to a lot of people, Universal used to be my client. I want them to success. If they make 20 more movies, I hope they would be giant hits. That's it for this week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.